Tonight, the North Carolina State Auditor is looking into the alleged settlement between the city of Charlotte and Charlotte-Mecklenburg Police Chief Johnny Jennings.
The payment is to be somewhere between $100,000 and $300,000. Let's be specific. This is taxpayer money from people who live in Mecklenburg County. WCNC Charlotte's Siobhan Riley spoke with a resident and tax accountability watchdog expert.
Yeah, they both say taxpayers deserve to know how their dollars are being spent.
The people I spoke with said the bottom line is the details that should be made public in this case are simply not. In a letter to Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles from North Carolina State Auditor Dave Boliek, Boliek says he wants to know where the money in a settlement between the city of Charlotte and CMPD Police Chief Johnny Jennings came from. The price tag between $100,000 to $300,000 in public money.
The world we live in is crazy, so nothing really shocks me anymore.
Jessica Smith, who moved to Charlotte nearly 3 years ago, wants transparency from city leaders.
I do think it should be public knowledge. It's something that us as the taxpayers, I think, have a right to know where our money is being spent.
In the letter, the state auditor says, quote, even if the payment was worth 1 penny, it should be disclosed to the public in a timely and transparent manner. There is no tax dollar free from public scrutiny.
That is entirely right. The first duty of the state auditor is to shed light on this situation so that the taxpayers and the voters can know what's going on and make their own judgments about whether something wrong has occurred.
David McGarry is the research director for Taxpayers Protection Alliance. He takes an interest in curbing waste of taxpayers' dollars. He says the state auditor is obligated to ensure some level of accountability in a case like this.
There seem to be multiple levels of the details being shrouded from both elected officials and from the general public. And that's simply no way to run a railroad, much less a government.
The settlement is tied to text messages from former council member Tark Bakari to Jennings. This over the push for Jennings to let CMPD officers wear outer carrier vests after last year's deadly officer ambush. Taxpayers say it's wrong to remain silent about how much money Chief Jennings received.
And if you're not willing to release it, it just feels a little shady to me.
The state auditor is also urging the mayor to release details on the settlement and plans to follow up with several questions. In Uptown, Siobhan Riley, WCNC Charlotte.
Now, we did reach out to the mayor's office, the city attorney, and all of city council members. We are still waiting to hear back.
All of this happening just after the Republican Party for North Carolina's 12th congressional district, that is, it's called on Charlotte Mayor Vi Lyles to resign. The party says the city's refusal to disclose details of a taxpayer-funded settlement is a, quote, deliberate lack of transparency that violates the public's trust in elected officials. In a statement, they say, quote, taxpayers have a right to know how their money is spent, especially when it involves high-ranking officials and unclear circumstances.